Hello, everyone. I want to just look. I know I didn't do a reading on this case yet, but I want to look at this video that I came across where Colt Gray, the school shooter, was interviewed by police about a year before the attack. I just kind of want to see what comes out and see, I guess, what was going through his mind at that time throughout the questioning, based off of like in correlation to what ended up happening. As always, this is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not fact. Let me move my desk back 1 second. Okay, that's better. So I'm going to play the video and let some cards come out, and then I'll stop when needed.
He was going to be entering 8th grade in the fall. All that in mind, now let's get into the body cam footage. Sunday, May 21st, deputies come knocking. Colin Gray answered the door in his underwear.
So we got a tip from the FBI saying that somebody from your old address over there in Traditions had made a threat to shoot up a school.
For real?
Yes, sir. And your name was associated with that address. So we went over to that address, and you weren't living there. So
Yeah, we live here. Let me get dressed.
Sure.
Hey, by the way, I've said this before, but thank you so much for coming to us for our coverage of.
1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the Hierophant, the 8 of Wands, the 5 of Wands in the reverse, and the Tower. The Hierophant would be higher knowledge, and right now we're looking at the dad, okay? The Hierophant would be higher knowledge. The 8 of Wands would be communication. The 5 of Wands in the reverse and the Tower is like, I don't want this battle. Uh-oh. It's weird energy to be coming out for that. I'm almost wondering if he had caught the son for that, or I'm wondering if maybe the son came to him and said something about what he had said. But this is communication of higher knowledge. I'm not keeping this in. I'm releasing this. And when I release it, it just gets dumped out. It's insignificant. King of Swords in reverse. And he doesn't look. They're even wearing the same color kind of shirt. The guy. I want to say at the least, like at the very least, and there's 7 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. At the very least, I feel like when the father answered the door, he had an inkling about exactly what this was going to be. I'll leave it at that for now. Let's see what else.
Colt Gray.
Colt?
Yeah, Colt. He's my oldest son.
How old is he?
He's 13.
Does he play a lot of video games and stuff?
Yeah, he does. Play all the time.
Is he here right now?
Yeah.
But you think it's something he might have?
I damn sure want to know.
Can we talk to him?
Yeah, absolutely. Now look, he gonna get all red faced when you talk to him. Just calm. All right. So him and his. Let me give you a backstory. So we lived over Traditions.
Mm-hmm.
I went to work one day. I'm sole provider, build high rises downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a call from one of y'all. So my family's in law enforcement. So when I get the call, I don't think the officer's name. Turns out, nicest guy like ever. He's like, I just want to let you know I'm at your house. I'm like, for what? He said, y'all have been evicted. I'm like, no, I just paid rent. He's like, no. He's like, I'm going to stay here till you get here. So I drove all the way home. All my in the front yard. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'll just let you know this is what's going on. There's people standing there with trailers. I'm like, what are they doing? He's like, well, they're going to get your stuff after 24 hours. Is that right? Like, I don't even know why y'all are here. So long story short, I'm like, trying to figure out what's going on with my wife. She's in the house. So we split. Long story short, for obvious reasons. She took my young and went back home, lived with her mom. Colt and I rented a house and came here.
Mhm.
So we've been good, like no problems. He struggled at first with the separation. All school was kind of so. So I've been up at school countless times, just tracking with him. Like, hey, make sure you're good. Hey, understand what's going
He go
on.
to Jefferson School?
He goes to Jefferson Middle School, yes, sir. So he's been doing really good.
And from there, the officers bring the conversation back to the issue at hand.
So we have Queen of Wands in the reverse, Three of Cups, and then just the Devil and Knight of Swords in the reverse. It's giving a lot more awareness than he's saying. Not that it was necessarily enabling, but I tend to believe he knows exactly what they're talking about. Digital, upright. And what was he doing about what he knew? Caught. I caught you digitally. I caught you. Okay, so confirmation, but what was he doing about it? Medical emergency in reverse. It's not an emergency. Top secret in reverse. I meant to keep this a secret. I feel like he was well aware of exactly what they're talking about before they even needed to say a word. Allegedly, my opinion.
Let me ask you this: Do you have weapons in the house?
I do.
Are they accessible to him?
They are. I mean, there's nothing loaded, but they are down. We do a lot of shooting. We do a lot of deer hunting. He shot his first deer this year.
Did it? Okay.
So like I'm pretty much in shock, to be honest with you.
Well,
I'm a little pissed off, to be even really honest with you. If that is what was said.
So
I mean, I swear to God, we've been up to school. I've been up to school, like I'm on first name, but I just was up there 3 days ago for his finals, talking to the principal, like, look,
no,
make sure Colt's good. He gets flustered and under pressure. He doesn't really think straight. Can we just kind of put your arms around and get him through 7th grade? I just want to make sure he's good. Like, I mean, we're up there all the time talking to school. Okay. If you talk to that school, they'll know exactly who I am. I'll say that. Okay. I mean, because I'm up there that much.
Yeah. Checking in on him.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just want to make sure he's good.
Yeah.
All upright. 10 of Swords, Page of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Cups, 6 of Swords. I feel like there was something that the dad had caught and he thought he brought a solution to it. And this was a repeat of what he had caught the first time. I almost feel like this wasn't him. Okay, this is how I'm reading the energy that I'm seeing, okay? A situation that could have unfolded where the dad wasn't necessarily looking at what he was doing because he was concerned. It feels like there was red flags being ignored specifically, but it feels like he came across something accidentally digitally, okay? And maybe they used the same computer. I don't know what the case was, but it feels like the dad accidentally stumbles upon something and there's some kind of like, this is the consequence if you don't stop. But it almost feels to me like he caught that, put some kind of don't do that again in place. But it doesn't feel like there was like additional checkups into what is going on. It's just, okay, I told you not to do that, so I'm assuming you stopped type thing. So I think that's the energy I was picking up on when they came to the door, and it's almost like he's like, I know exactly what this is going to be about. Not because he caught that particular instance per se, but because he caught one previously. I feel like that is. And with the 6 of Swords, it's like, I thought we left this in the past. I thought we are forward. I thought the wheel is turning in a different direction. I thought we put this behind us, but we didn't. That's just what I'm picking up on so far. I just more so wanted to read the energy, not necessarily figure anything out per se, but like, you know, it's scary to know that this man was questioned about the access that this child had to these weapons, and then these weapons were later used for what they were used for. It's just I kind of want to understand what the dynamic could have been like. I guess that's what this is.
So I'm a little taken back by the whole thing, but I can tell you this: I take that very serious, and so does he.
So Colin Gray says that he's spoken with his son about school shootings and
just tell him. I don't know anything about him saying any shit like that, and I'm gonna be mad as hell if he did. And then all the guns will go away, and they won't be accessible to him. You know, I'm trying to be honest with you. I'm trying to teach him about firearms and safety and how to do it all, and get him interested in the outdoors. Mm-hmm. Like on my phone,
and get him away from those video games.
Exactly right. That's the God honest truth. And the picture on my phone is him with blood on his cheeks from shooting his first deer. It was just the greatest day ever. Yeah, so sure. He knows the seriousness of weapons and what they can do and how to use them and not use them. So it's kind of a little bit of a shock. So in whatever y'all are telling him, please instill in him that if this is whatever or wherever this is coming from, it's no joke.
No.
Like, it's no joke.
But we wouldn't be here if it was.
No, I know.
Knight of Swords in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, Seven of Cups, Two of Pentacles in reverse is giving word vomit. Trying to back up from what I know and pretend like this is all news to me, but really it feels like what he's asking the officers to say to his son is what he already said to his son that he's pretending he did not say to his son. It's like he's telling the officers to reiterate what he had already said that the son clearly didn't take seriously, because this feels like a repeat occurrence. Almost like so that when the officers leave, he can be like, oh, told you so. Now it's even worse because I told you so. So now you have to listen to them, which is in essence you listening to me. So, okay, I must be doing a good job parenting. Feels like that. Yeah, Page of Cups in reverse, but I'm not. I kind of get the vibe that the son just reminds the father of what he lost with the son's mother, or what went wrong, or maybe he's angry. It's almost like he couldn't show up for him in the way he needed to, because if he was a reminder of that, yeah, Five of Pentacles, what I lost, you're a reminder of what I lost. Ten of Cups, the World in reverse. I'm almost wondering if he's blaming, if the father blames Colt for the falling out with Colt's mother. This kind of gives that energy. Like, I didn't want to lose my family. I feel like it's your fault. So I can't really be that type of parent. It's almost like I'm stuck with you energy. And then I realize you're doing something that could get me in trouble. So I put this consequence down and think that that's enough because I'm telling you it's going to affect me. And now the cops are showing up because you didn't listen. Queen of Pentacles needing to look at his, see how she's looking in the reflection. It's almost like, it's almost like he's able to mentally avoid accountability because he's able to blame the mother for this. Yeah, the home, the environment of the home, and the Queen of Pentacles came out before.
And I'm telling you right now, we talk about it quite a bit. Okay. All the school shootings, things that happen.
Yeah,
scary. Hey, are you getting picked on at school? He is. He's getting picked on at school, and is everything okay? That's why I keep going up there. Yeah. You know, because you never really know, and I don't want anything to happen to him. So, yeah. Y'all,
all right, well, if you want to grab them,
yeah, y'all talk.
Or we can go in.
Sounds all cool. Hang on.
by the way, that bullying aspect, again, for prosecuting Colin Gray could be very important.
Queen of Cups, Strength, Knight of Cups, and then to clarify Strength, I have Two of Wands. This is like I'm as in him, I'm unsettled at the fact that I have to play both roles of mother and father type of thing. And I'm not able to show up like I need to because of it. And now it feels like this panic of like, okay, I'm going to get found out for that. Yeah, King of Cups. Look at that. He came out separately. He sees himself as needing to separate from the child because the child is a reminder of what the mother walked away from with him. She chose a different path. Giving the energy of like I'm allowing my son to self-sabotage so he's not my problem. Yeah, Two of Swords and Page of Swords. I'm pretending to not see what I know is going on in terms of the internet here.
Hey, Colt, what's going on, bud? So did your dad kind of explain everything to you?
Said something about
Shooting up a school.
Did you say something about school shooting?
I just told him, I don't know what. Maybe they misheard somebody else. I would never say I would threaten them.
You never ever said.
No, I swear.
Do you use Discord?
Discord?
Yes, sir.
I used to. I don't have it anymore.
When's the last time you used it?
Like a few months ago.
Really?
Was it at Traditions or was it here?
No, it was at Traditions because, and that Discord account that I had deleted it before because.
Before you moved here?
Yeah, because I think it got like, it meant password pulled or something. Like I clicked on a link and somebody.
We have in reverse 10 and 7 of Wands, and then the Lovers upright, and then in reverse Queen of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles came out as he was talking about where this could have occurred, being the last location and not the current location. I do believe that to be true here with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. It's like it's not in the new place, it's in the old place. 10 of Wands in reverse, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. I didn't think I'd have to defend myself by putting down this heavy burden. I made a choice in private. I do feel like he did send that back then, which obviously now, given the circumstances, isn't very hard to believe, but it's like, I don't know, there's like this energy of like surprise. I really didn't think this was going to escalate to this. So I don't know if it's just somebody that he thought he could trust with this information. One-way debt that I didn't see coming. I guess what I'm getting at is it feels like because this was brought to the police, it almost feels like it was a catalyst for him being like, okay, well, now I just have to step into this and make it a reality. Yeah, now I have to cause the pain. What were his feelings as he was recognizing that this was coming out to police? 6 of Swords, Page of Swords, 4 of Cups. It's almost like he may have had a thought similar to this is all going to really add to the storyline. Oh, my ear started ringing as I said that. This is all really going to add to the storyline here. Wheel of Fortune, yeah. When things do unfold, this is really going to add to the storyline. I feel like this is a plan that he had all the way back then. I don't think that those back then were empty threats that he then decided to make real. I think this was a period of preparing for this since then. And this was almost like okay, now it's definitely happening because this is, yeah, now I'm ready to go forward with this. Weird. Yeah, Ace of Cups in reverse. Almost like having this conversation with police felt like foresight, right? It felt like it became real for him. I do think it was always the plan. I think it, well, at least I feel like it was the plan before this. I feel like it was the plan when he said it. I feel like it felt like so much further away, or it felt like such a stretch, and almost like this conversation with police helped it become real in a way to him. I don't know. All right, let's keep going.
Have you heard anybody on Discord when you were using it say something like that? Remember?
Like at that time?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think I ever had anybody that.
Never. And I mean, I'm not trying to get anybody hemmed up, but like, this is some serious stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he knows how serious it is. Trust me.
Because I'd hate to.
He knows it's no one else because he knows it was him. I'm making an offer of some kind of scary ending. I don't think I'm going to get found out for saying this, but now I'm looking in the mirror of exactly what I did, exactly what I said. Page of Swords keeps coming out, referencing the internet. A personality on the internet. I'm almost wondering if there was some like plan of his to go around making different threats and inciting fear in some way, and then something about this becoming real made it so that I'm not going to spend the time making the threats. I'm just going to jump right into action. Five of Wands in reverse because I don't want to get stopped. Oh, that's it. I'm initially being someone who's going to hide behind a mask online and make a bunch of threats, okay? But I end up getting, and then eventually I'm going to take those threats to the next level, but I want to build it up first, right? So I start to do the threats and I end up getting found out about it right away. So I realized that I can't do just that. I have to jump right into it, because if I make the threats, then I can get caught for the threats without being able to go through with the whole thing. So I'm just going to go straight to the whole thing instead of making the threats first anonymously. 10 of Cups. That's what will bring me fulfillment of my plan, in which I can't face my own shadows. I need to project that as pain on others externally. This is going to sound really sinister, but I guess this is what I'm digging at here, or trying to get, because I'm trying to look at like the psyche of this situation. So it feels like, in his mind, making other parents lose their children was almost meant to be some kind of payback at his mother. Like, look at the pain you caused. Not only did you lose your child, but now these people lost their children too. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. 7 of Wands in reverse, the same card. It's almost like that's saying it's inevitable. Something was inevitable here because he had too much pain, no tools to process it, and was constantly being bombarded with violence and stuff on the video games. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles in reverse. It threw him completely out of balance in a way that he couldn't recover from. Queen of Cups. There it is. There's the mother. Interesting. Let's keep going.
You know, my boss was even like, I don't know how old this information is, and if you want to wait till Monday to follow up. I was like, no, I'd rather do it now, because
So would we.
God forbid something happened and I didn't do my job. I'd feel pretty bad about this. So I just want to make sure you understand that if something like that happens or you hear something like that, report it.
Yeah,
Tell your dad, tell teacher.
like I told him, I promise I would never say something.
So you haven't used Discord in a few
Oh,
months,
no,
and you're saying you didn't say anything like that.
no, the only thing I have is TikTok, but I just go around there and watch videos.
Okay.
I just,
All right. Well, fair enough.
What's your birthday?
He thought he could hide under the cover of some kind of disguise here and be able to get away with. It's almost like the feeling of, okay, if I can just get out of this, I'm going to figure out how to put my plan into motion, because I don't want to do what I was originally going to do and hide behind the mask and risk getting caught and not being able to have the whole plan unfold. Yeah, celebrate something. There's the same. I want to be able to celebrate me being able to, goes back to the internet. It's almost like a situation that feels like if someone is so hurt by their parent that they're willing to make the absolute worst of themselves just in order to spite the parent as publicly and dramatically as possible. It feels like that. Queen of Pentacles, the woman of the house. It's like she chose herself over him, he felt. The Hanged Man, yeah. And it put him in this perpetual feeling of like, I need to escape myself by making someone feel externally what I feel internally in a way that would be big enough to humiliate the person who initially caused me the pain. Mm.
He's just gonna do a little report saying that
We
what
talked.
we've done in reference to this, and that we talked, and you saying that we didn't say anything like that. And I gotta take it at your word, and I hope you're being honest with me. I'm not saying you're lying, but it's
seriously.
it's not unusual for people to lie to police. Okay?
He's familiar with that too. Look, you all are welcome any time. We take it like dead serious around here, and I just want to make sure that I'd even feel better if you do find out what or where.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can somebody let us know? 'Cause
Sure.
He's gonna be full of anxiety until this gets resolved. I can tell you that right now.
So Colin then appears to walk to the investigator's car to get his business card, while the other deputy stays with Colt, and he tries to engage the teenager and ask him about his previous school.
Are you getting both?
So I have the Empress and Ace of Cups in reverse, Two of Swords upright, Two of Wands and Queen of Wands both in reverse. It goes back to the mother, a public humiliation of the mother. You leave me no other choice. I can't see any other way out of the hurt that you caused by the lack of love here. And it goes back to the Empress and the Queen of Wands on either side, the mother, and the way to make her have to publicly witness the pain that he feels she caused him.
Bullied over there at West Jackson Middle?
That's the thing. I wasn't back there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't getting.
Now look, be honest with him about that.
Yeah.
Now in middle school, I told him you were now, and that's
You getting switched out halfway through the school year, being the new guy?
Yeah, I'm being that while. We moved like 6 times already. So.
Well, my dad was a logger and grew up in the military. We moved a lot when I was a kid.
Well,
So.
in the past schools, surprisingly, I had friends like I didn't even necessarily have a reason that I would say that or anything.
No. No. Well, there's always somebody you can talk to if you need to.
Yeah.
School resource counselors.
Yeah, and I do talk to them. Yeah, I talk to that counselor quite often.
Okay.
Just, let her update her on, just how I'm showing and stuff like that.
Two of Pentacles in reverse, King of Wands, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, 7 of Swords, and 7 of Cups. I do really feel like there's this energy here of, almost like the dad speaking in this unspoken language, so the son knows exactly like what he means, especially when he says like, okay, tell him the truth. It's almost like the dad saying, yo, they know this part. They know this part. Like, almost like if there was some preparation prior to him potentially getting caught with something like this before by the father, but not getting found out by the police. This is like live coaching of where to stop and where to start talking. It just feels like there's a lot more knowledge coming from the dad, and he's trying to protect his position because he knows that there's something that almost like if they get proof of that too, I'm done because I'm sitting here lying to them now. So I need to make sure that he tells the truth about everything that they can prove. So if they can prove the other stuff, I have a fighting chance. If that makes sense.
Yeah, start looking out, making goals for yourself.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You interested in anything?
I want to be a philosopher. I don't know
A what?
a philosopher.
A philosopher.
It's kind of a out there thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do what you enjoy.
Colin Gray once again reminds the officers that Colt had to deal with the trauma of an eviction, but promises that he and his son will have a talk about the cops showing up.
He knows how serious it is, and he'll. I said we'll have a long conversation here in just a little bit, and if something, it's a pretty traumatic thing that him and I both went through. Now he was at school, I was at work, come home, and I mean every ounce of what we had was under tarps and sitting in that yard. You saw it.
Yeah.
You saw the clientele, the neighbors that lived there. It was like fully embarrassing. So it was very traumatic for both of us. And living here, just us, is like dust is finally settled. He's making good grades. So
That's good. We'll keep that up. That's important.
We'll start talking about traditions in West Jackson and just see if something jogs his memory like that. But certainly we'd like to know if you do find.
Well, my thing is this. So more than likely they track the IP address.
Okay.
And that's why we went to that address.
Okay.
Because the IP addresses are usually location specific.
Yep.
Within an area. So if it came from that house, then either somebody or the information is just so old.
Yep.
And maybe it was something he heard or did on Discord months ago. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
But he's telling me he didn't.
Yeah.
Telling me he can't remember anything like that. And I take you at your word. Okay. If you look me in the eye and you tell me that's what you're telling me, I got no choice but to take you at your word right now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But like I was telling your dad, if you find out otherwise, then it's a different story. Okay.
That's a really different story. Okay.
Got any questions?
No, sir.
You have any
Okay.
questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now enjoy the rest of your day.
We have stranger in reverse, fire in reverse, false flag event, terrorism, riot in reverse. Success, power supply in reverse, neighborhood lies. I feel like the father had more than enough power to stop this because I do think that he had caught him for something very similar. It's almost like there was a pattern. He saw one step of the pattern and the pattern didn't stop. Stranger in reverse is like, I know, I see this. Fire in reverse. I thought I put the fire out, but you go and do it anyway. Riot in reverse. If they find out everything I knew, there's no fight that I have because I lied about so many things. That's all I'm getting. I know it's kind of like the same repeat of the same energy over and over, but I just wanted to watch the whole thing. I think that I guess I kind of wanted to look in terms of the father being charged with this, right? Like, is that really the right thing? I feel like absolutely in this case. It feels like not only was he dishonest, but it feels like he also hid stuff and disregarded stuff to the point where it enabled this to happen. There's the same card with the internet. I had higher knowledge of what was going on the internet, and I was foolish with that knowledge. I disregarded that knowledge because I wasn't present. The magician, but I was aware of it. I do feel like him being charged is the right thing. I feel like he knows a lot more than he said, and I feel like, in a way, it's almost like the father couldn't show up as a father because of the impact that the mother made on his psyche, and it feels to be the same thing. Not that I'm blaming the mother, I'm just saying whatever happened there, he felt it was easier to avoid anything that reminded him of her, including the son. It feels like there was a lot of like neglectful type energy. And with the son, it's like this, I can't reconcile this hurt in me. I don't have any support externally to try and process these emotions. My way is to get back at her for causing me to not be able to live my life because I'm too stuck in pain. And my external situation is a reflection of that, because he was being bullied. He wasn't aligning with people. There's this rejection element that feels to be coming up very prevalently. So for him, as far as motive, I feel like, yes, there was bullying, but it feels like this is more directed to, how can I make the woman who hurt me not be able to ever live a normal life and see the pain I feel she inflicted on me in other people. That's what this feels like to me, in terms of like a motive. It's very sad. But that's what I'm getting. I'm gonna stop it here. I don't really know what else I'd be able to get out of this. Please remember, all of this is alleged, my opinion, not fact. Talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching.